If you Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the bulldog.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Row 60, Georgia Football Podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Boom!
And this is show number 126. Georgia gets a monstrous win over the Ole Miss Rebels this past Saturday. 43-35, Dawgs on top. What a great game, great environment. We're going to be talking about it all this episode.
One for the books, Clark. One for the books, man. Always special to get a big conference win. Top 10 matchup. Another top 10 win for Kirby Smart. We're blessed. I can't keep saying enough of how blessed we are to be living in the golden age of Georgia football. Not slowing down anytime soon.
No.
Not slowing down anytime soon. So another one to add to the memory bank.
That's right.
A lot to unpack this episode.
Absolutely.
So let's do it.
Georgia's 6-1 on the season. Hey, that means we're bowl eligible.
You dang right, Clark. Look, going into Jacksonville, you know, kind of that point where you know you're getting to the home stretch after it, right? When you get there, then the games after it. And then you look at the schedule this year. Would you have took 6-1? Would you have been disappointed in August? Somebody said we'd be 6-1 going into Jacksonville.
I mean, I wouldn't have been. I would have much preferred 7-0, but hey, 6-1's not bad at all.
No, especially with that slate going to Tennessee,
absolutely.
going to Auburn, Alabama at home, Ole Miss at home. I mean, look at the opponents Georgia's played, man. So keep that in perspective. I encourage fans. I mean, yeah, I predicted we'd have one loss going into it. I think you did as well in the season preview. We just didn't have the loss that we wound up having as the one predicted, but still, I think in great position, obviously, to make a playoff. Still, of course, one of the top teams. If you look at A&M's schedule and you talk about SEC championship race, I mean, a long time till now, and a lot of tough games to play, especially with how every game's turned out. That's definitely not a gimme, but in great position nonetheless, Clark. I'm juiced about it, man. Best time of the year. The best game of the year is coming up, in my opinion. I hate Florida more than anybody, but we got to unpack this one first. Got to put a bow on this one first.
For sure.
Let's get it. Let's do it.
This episode is all about recapping Georgia Ole Miss 2025. What a great game. We'll be talking about the game day atmosphere. There's a lot to unpack there with the striped Sanford as well. Weekly Concession Stands Report. Clark's Fun Facts. We've got Georgia's offense, defense, and special teams breakdown. And then we've got an AP poll, a new one this week, obviously. And then we'll be talking about last week's games as well to sort of wrap this thing up. So let's go back. Well, first of all, let's start with some shout-outs, Adam. I got several people, a lot of people.
Shout them out, baby.
On this episode that I'm going to be shouting out. First off is Mr. Zach Hill, Franklin County guy. Yeah. I've known Zach for quite a while.
That's right. That's right.
And Zach is he just became a patron. And he's from, I think is he in Greenville?
Yeah, he told me he was in Greenville now, Saturday. So, yeah, good Franklin County boy, man. Loves the Dogs. Great catching up with him. And, yeah, that was a highlight of the day, being able to see him.
Oh, yeah. And then also Mr. Adam Hopper, a.k.a. Hop Dog from Bon Air, Georgia.
There we go. Hop Dog, man. You sure it wasn't Hot Dog? It's Hop Dog?
No, it's Hop. H-O-P. Hop. Yeah. I think it goes along with his last name, Hopper. So,
there we go. Okay. Duh. Makes sense. Didn't put two and two together there. No, Bon Air, Georgia, down there in Houston County, Georgia. Yeah. Right there near the Perry, where the state fair is, down that way. Beautiful country. Adam, great first name. Welcome aboard, brother.
Yeah. Thank y'all for jumping on board to Patreon. If you're not on Patreon yet and you want to unlock exclusive Row 60 content, just visit patreon.com/Row60, or you can download the Patreon app and search Row 60. It's just $5 a month. And we do put every single penny back into this program so that we make more content for everybody. We can do crazy things like put up a 4x8 foot sign that says follow Row 60 on game day. So
that's right.
We reinvest this stuff to, once again, market ourselves and keep the lights on here at Row 60. So greatly appreciate you, Zach and Adam, for jumping on board and for all of our patrons who keep this thing going. All right. Yes, let's talk about the game day atmosphere this past Saturday, Adam. It was elite in my mind. This game, so much of it reminded me of that 2013 Georgia versus LSU game. Yeah. If you guys remember that, you'll remember that we called for a red out then. Obviously, this game, we called for a stripe out. In 2013, we had a top 10 showdown between two great SEC teams. This time, we had a top 10 showdown between two SEC teams. The game sort of ended the same way. There was that sunset over Sanford Stadium. this past Saturday night as Georgia was kind of putting the game on ice versus Ole Miss in the same exact way that we put the game on ice in 2013 LSU. So a lot of similarities, man. And just the feel was kind of the same for both of those, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You don't, man, could be wrong on this, but just thinking about it, you don't remember too many just shootouts in Sanford.
No.
Right?
I don't.
I mean, but that's definitely one that comes to mind when you think of one. And so, yeah, that was good comparison right there, Clark. Absolutely. Win any way that you can. You'll take any win that you can. So, I mean, against a good offense like Ole Miss has, and then to be able to just match every single time that they would score and to do that, I mean, just good on the offense. Great day. So proud of Mike Bobo and that staff. And Gunner Stockton, of course.
Absolutely.
Well. So, yeah, great day to be a Dawg.
For sure. We'll get to that chatter here in just a minute, but let's start with sort of the College GameDay set, man.
Do it.
Got the sign. We brought out the sign for the first time since 2022.
Yeah.
I think the last time it made an appearance was 2022, Georgia versus Tennessee. Got some great airtime that day. But this time we brought it out, and we actually had some people helping us, Adam, hold up that gigantic 8 by 4 foot sign. I got to shout out Scott and Lyndon from Augusta, 2 great guys. We hung out all morning at the game day set. They helped us put that sign up in the air right beside James Franklin's face. That was awesome.
Right beside the jelly roll, too.
Yeah, the jelly roll.
The jelly roll. Sorry for the jelly roll.
They put it up right
guy.
behind the field goal post, or the uprights, whatever, as Rodrigo was kicking it. Just great placement, man.
It was.
By Scott and Lyndon. And, man, they just helped me so much move that sign from place to place.
Well, great coordination there, Clark. I mean, you've been to game day several times, held up a sign and maximized the airtime. I mean, you would look. I, of course, didn't get to make it to game day, but was watching it on TV where you see the sign pop up, but then they'd go to commercial break, and then there'd be a placement on the other side of the screen, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. And that's kind of the law of what you would want to get people's attention and what used car salesmen or tractor salesmen use, right? If nothing's not selling on the lot, you got to move it around.
Right.
So that way that it can catch people's eyes. So if you stay stagnant in one spot for a little bit of time, then, you don't really notice it. But if you're moving it around like that, using good coordination and position, then boom, it pops, right?
It does.
And being a 4x8 sign helps with
it does.
popping as well.
Man,
so,
it takes up a lot of real estate on people's TVs, and that's the whole idea. That's why we go big or go home.
That's why we did that 4 years ago. So I wonder, Clark, how many times there's been a specific sign. I mean, yeah, there's been several signs with the same message used several times, but the actual sign, the physical piece of poster board that's made multiple game day appearances. Of course, you got the flag of Washington State that nobody will ever compete with that, but as far as a random just sign that's just stored away and only comes out for that use only, that's been around about 5 years or so.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them are out there, but that's one of them. Even made a sticker out of it.
Very true.
So, yeah, go to row60.com. Let me just say that /store. Look at the stickers we got. Get a sticker, get a hat, get a shirt. We hadn't really talked about our store in a while. So, go on there, man, if you want to get some Row 60 paraphernalia. Also, visit PeachStatePride.com. I'm wearing, since deer season is open, a Peach State Pride hat right now, camouflage with old Whitetail Classic on it. So, go visit them. Just want to throw that in there real quick.
Love it. Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Also, some other people want to shout out at Game Day. Several people we ran into, they saw the sign, they came to, shake hands, whatnot. Mark from Forsyth, Andrew Dasher, he's a patron, by the way, from Effingham County. I think this is the first time I ever met Andrew. And then Jeff Williams from Jones County. We had Cooper and Jacqueline from Gainesville, Jacob from Augusta, Zach from Atlanta, basically pretty much all over the map of Georgia.
Awesome.
Lots of different dogs coming up to game day and shaking our hands at Row 60. And man, we love that. That's why we do this podcast, is just to meet new people, meet fellow dogs out there who love Georgia football, who want to be a part of a community. And man, it's just awesome. I love meeting these people who listen to our show and consider them friends.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Best part about it, like-minded individuals. We could all bond, come together to get fired up about Georgia football, escape stuff that you have going on in life for a few hours just to get rowdy about the Dogs, man. And that's what's exciting, is to make these new friendships, and has been for the past 4 or 5 years that we've done this, Clark, and will always be the highlight of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, so from game day, we moved into the stadium. The stadium, great atmosphere, and I think part of that had to do, Adam, with Stripe Sanford. It was really, really cool to see. I got into the stadium, I think, about an hour and a half before kick, I want to say. And I just, you could start to see everybody kind of, the white, the end zones, you'd start to see some white shirts there. You'd start to see some black shirts being worn north side where we're at. On the other side, you start to see red, and you started to see it forming. Just, I don't know, it's such a cool look. I'd say probably 80 to 85% of Georgia fans bought into this thing.
Yeah.
And was it perfect? No. If you guys were watching it on TV, it didn't look so great, especially early on in the game. But as the sun set, I promise you, if you were there in the stadium, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it did.
It could have been better, though.
It did. For something that was started by fans, man. And for Clark, all the credit to you and that. I just want when people say that I did not have a part of it because I do not know how to market like that and to push that kind of stuff and to make a graphic like that and to make a website. So good on Clark and the talent that you have right there. Seeing that come to fruition was awesome, man. It was something different. It was fun, I feel like. And it's something I feel like this fan base needed was a little bit of a jolt with, I think there's been a lot of just disruption in the fan base with just tightness, I feel like. And I don't know why, because Georgia's winning. We're in great position, right? But I mean, the spoiled entitlement of this fan base, I feel like the past few weeks of how games have turned out, not winning the right way, as some fans think, even though we here at Row 60 thinks a win's a win, always happy to have a win. It's kind of crept in, and I thought this would be something, I was telling you about that. Yeah, I mean, just have fun. We're fans. We're fans, and I feel like the college football experience, game day experience, man, is becoming less and less appealing to younger generations, to students, to people coming up because of just the entertainment level. You got to be entertained more all the time. But you can't just sit still and just get rowdy and passionate about a football game like we could when we were growing up. I mean, not in every case, but I feel like overall, just not even football, just the whole generation's coming up. I feel like that that's where we're at with it, and you're going to have this more engagement and this kind of stuff happening in stadiums to get more just people juiced and fired up. Even though, I agree with you 100%. I'm a traditionalist in the sense that I think you should just be excited to be there watching Georgia football. But I feel like just some people are going to have that. So that's my thought on why I like kind of these fan-involved stuff, more game day atmosphere in the stadium and everything, man. And no, I thought it was great. And like you said, Clark, is one thing that just for the first time doing something like that, I always have loved a blackout. Remember when I was 14 years old, the first one when we played Auburn in 07, how special that was. Hopefully we have another blackout and get to see Georgia wear black jerseys again. And that's planned way out in advance where people can't say it's a gimmick or anything. I'll tell you what a gimmick is, Clark, and fake juice is. It was the 2009 Georgia-Florida game when you just come out randomly in black helmets and black pants. That was something that was, I think, fake juice thrown at the team because we were definitely overmatched that day and not at a good trajectory in the season where we were at. So I think when you want to look at like fake juice in college football, that's a perfect example of that, especially in Georgia football. And it is what it is. But this is just, I think, fun fan participation, man. And hopefully the UGA athletic department gets on board with stuff like that and plans it out and preseason and the summer, it lines it up better. But Clark, the footprint was laid, and I think it spoke that the majority of fans would love to have something like this going forward during special game day in Athens. Games like this, right? Yeah,
moving forward, if we do this again, which I think we ought to, Georgia won. Yeah. We had a good turnout for, once again, the cards that we were dealt. Right. Moving forward, we can't put white T-shirts in the student section that's supposed to be wearing black. So right. I don't know what the deal was with that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Twitter and you might see a picture or something of it. Or if you're watching on YouTube, I might, if I can remember, I'll post a picture here for you guys to see. But the student section that was supposed to be wearing black, there was white T-shirts in their seats upon entry. And it's like, what are we doing? Yeah. And so a lot of them had their T-shirts around their necks, on their heads to keep them cool throughout the game. So it kind of faded the black look. That's okay. I think moving forward, though, also, we don't do that, number one. Number two, we've got to get some matching pom-poms. That would really, really help it and sell the look. If we had black pom-poms, obviously, in the sections that are supposed to be wearing black and then white and then red, that would look really, really cool. So moving forward, if the Athletic Association is on board and they want to partner with us, we'd love that. I think that'd be really cool. We want to make that happen. That's going to be our recommendation for them. And then obviously they get to make the call on that because I don't have the budget to be spending money on thousands of pom-poms, do you?
Yeah, no, not at all, man. But yeah, and I think what they alluded to in an interview earlier this week, that if there was a decent reception, and everybody will have their opinion on the reception to it, and everybody's got an opinion. We all know what they're compared to, but of course, all God's children have an opinion with it, and they said they'd ramp it up another level. The UGA Athletic Association did. So I hope, man, that we see this going forward, just because just special times that's thrown out. Obviously, you don't want something like that every single game. You know that. I mean, but I think it'd be fun every now and then, throw something like this out. I still want another traditional blackout. I think that'd be cool, man. But fun time. Anything to get the crowd involved. And no matter what color shirts the fans wear, we could all be wearing purple. It's not going to affect how the team plays, True. And I think some people think that it does in the sense, but it will, I think, involve more fan engagement and get them more fired up when you do this on occasion. That's what makes it special. So I'm for anything, man, especially if it creates a memory for a child going to their first game, or going to a game where they get to see this come out and get to wear a shirt and be like, man, get to be a part of something in the stands, and that creates a lifelong memory, then yeah, I'm all for that. And any criticism of it, I think, is worth it if it involves a kid developing a strong passion for Georgia football and creates a lifetime memory that they get to have with a loved one, with a parent, grandparent, or whoever. They got to take them to that game, pick out a shirt to wear. That's what it's all about. That's how we all fell in love with Georgia football, whether it was at a game or watching it with somebody at home, wherever. We all had that one moment that we fell in love with Georgia football with, and I encourage that to happen to every single generation. Generations below us coming up, man, everybody needs to have that moment. Everybody needs to be in on this passion, man, because it's a blessing.
I agree. Yeah. All right. It was also very loud. I just got to make a comment on the
Go ahead.
The noise is very, very loud in the fourth quarter. I'd say it definitely wasn't the loudest I've heard Sanford, but it was right up there in the top 5 loudest times I've ever heard Sanford. I'd say, I'd put LSU 2013 up there. I'd put Mississippi State 17. I know you say 04 LSU.
04 LSU, yep.
07 blackout probably was insane too. But
it was insane.
But this one definitely ranks up there, especially fourth quarter, man. That last drive was nuts. You could not hear Brooke Whitmire.
Brooke Whitmire.
You couldn't even hear him on the
PA announcer, yeah.
You couldn't even hear him on the PA system. That's how loud it was. So very, very good environment all around. Great atmosphere. But yeah, so.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got the Weekly Concession Stands Report.
Hit that jingle, baby.
All right, this week I got my specialty, Adam. 3 bottled waters.
There we go. Got to stay hydrated.
I don't know why 3. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not 2 or 4, just 3. 3's a magic number. I always get 3 waters, and that lasts me throughout the whole game and keeps you hydrated.
It does. That's
some people get the beer. I'm not one of those people. I don't see how that just seems like it's set heavy on your stomach anyway.
Yeah.
But to each their own. I just can't do it, man. I got to have my waters. And I also got a hot dog, Adam. Best Sanford Stadium hot dog I've ever gotten. And I don't know why.
Well, good.
It was awesome. So
good.
I think I got it approximately an hour before kick. So
yeah, I mean, you get 1 hour for kick. We've talked about this on the show the past few years, man. That's the prime time to get a dog. I think we said maybe if you get to about the 4-minute mark in the second quarter and try to go get a hot dog, the quality of the dog's just not going to be there. Right. So they, of course, make these things, grill them in advance. And so you need to go ahead and get one if you're going to get something like a hamburger, a hot dog, just a free tip right here on the concession stands, man. I would not go with a hamburger, hot dog, anything like that. Definitely in the second half. You're really playing with fire, even if midway through the second quarter. My opinion. If you're going to get something second half, popcorn's fine. Freshly pop sometimes that way, or just get some candy. Like I got some peanut M&Ms. You can't beat peanut M&Ms because you can still sit there, be engaged in the game. Especially they give you the movie theater style boxes for the peanut M&Ms that you could eat them one handed. You could just turn them up and everything. And I've enjoyed a peanut M&M now for about the past year. I've kind of developed this taste that every time I go to a gas station, I want some peanut M&Ms. Yeah, man. I didn't get my glazed pecans this time. I really hate I missed out on that. Wanted to, but just didn't happen. But I also got a water. But just great day, I guess, for UGA concessions. Man.
Yeah. Well, the next time we're in Sanford, we're going to want something kind of warmer because it ought to be a lot cooler.
Yeah.
I think that might be a good time for boiled peanuts and, hey, maybe some hot chocolate.
Well, yeah, hot chocolate for sure. Of course, in the classic just souvenir cups that they give you. But I think we need to start the next push needs to be coffee in November in the stadium.
That would be awesome.
For addicts like myself.
Yeah. You could have like a station, like a coffee bar. You could have your creamer and whatever. If you go that route, I know you don't.
I'm going that route. I'm not going the route of creamer or anything. I mean, straight black coffee, just the way the good Lord intended it, piping hot, man. But I mean, for the people for the women who want to put cream and sugar in their coffee, then yeah.
Just the women?
Just the women.
Okay.
Men drink it straight black, baby.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. Drink your coffee how you want to.
Yep.
We live in America and thankful that we do, that we can drink our coffee however we want to drink our coffee, right?
Exactly.
And wear whatever T-shirt we want to wear to
the
game. That's right. God bless you.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Clark's fun facts.
Boom.
I've got 3 for us here. Number 1, Lawson Lucky. This is crazy right here. Lawson Lucky became the first Georgia football receiver to record 3 receiving touchdowns in a game since Mohamed Massaquoi did so against Georgia Tech in 2008.
Massaquoi.
Yeah.
Larry Munson's last great call before his career ended. I felt like was that 2006 Georgia Tech game. That's not the game you're alluding to with Massaquoi. That was Massaquoi's sophomore year. Yeah, this was his senior year, 08, where we got beat 45-42. Right. Paul Johnson's first year where we couldn't stop the triple option. Couldn't find the pitch man. Willie Martinez, defensive special right there. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, man, that's awesome. I had no clue that was the case, that we haven't had a receiver catch 3 touchdown passes in a game since then.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, think about it. Really? We've had A.J. Green, Malcolm Mitchell, Tavares. I mean, those guys lit it up. Brock Bowers, Ladd McConkey. I mean, we can keep going on and on.
Right. I figured, of course, the past few years with the Monken-led offenses with Stetson and Brock Bowers, you just alluded to that, Ladd McConkey, that you could have thrown one in there at some point. But definitely maybe would have thought maybe 2, even the 2012 type era when Murray and Tavares King would have had one in there. But no, you're saying 2008, Stafford to Massaquoi.
Yep.
Last time. Amazing. That's a great fact right there.
Good.
Never would have guessed that.
Yeah. Now,
good old Austin.
To be clear, and I had to look this up, Jermaine Burton, that was one I was like, wait a minute. Surely he got 3 touchdowns in that COVID game versus Mississippi State. He only had 2. And then you could probably look back at a guy like Brock Bowers. He may have had 2 receiving touchdowns and then a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
He might have had 3 touchdowns, but they weren't all 3 receiving touchdowns. So just a little clarity there, in case you were wondering.
I wonder what the one before that was. I know Shockley threw 5 touchdown passes, the opener against Boise State. Not sure who they went to. Oh, Sean Bailey caught 2 in the 2005 SEC championship right off the rip from Shockley. I mean, right off the rip. Very easily could have probably had 3, was in position to. I know 04 LSU, Fred Gibson and Reggie Brown both caught a pair apiece, and Green threw 5 TDs that day too. So I don't know. But yeah, that's a great fact right there. Love that.
Next up, Georgia leads FBS with its 10th win versus top 5 opponents in the last 5 seasons. That's crazy, man. I mean, we are the top dog when it comes to getting wins over top 5 opponents, at least in the last 5 seasons. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that should just show Georgia fans right now that we have nothing to complain about. Just you're in the golden years. Your rivals are in turmoil, just ruining their athletic departments because of just having to go through coach after coach after coach the past 7-8 years, man. And it's amazing just to see where Georgia's biggest rivals are right now and where this Georgia football program is and the foundation that's been built here and established here, man. And we shouldn't complain. We shouldn't complain that we've dreamed to see these wins in these big situations, and Kirby Smart's delivered them. And we get to have a memory of each and every one of them. And as a fan, you can't ask for more.
Yeah.
So give me more of them, and we're going to enjoy and soak in every last second that we get to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Love that. Injecting in that vein right there, baby.
Yep.
Every top 10 win we could get, put it in that vein right there.
And then lastly, I don't know if this is a fun fact as much as it is a concerning fact. Listen to this. In their last 11 games versus Power 4 opponents, Georgia has had a halftime lead only 1 time.
You'll have that from time to time, right?
Jeez. Yeah. If that doesn't scream parity, I don't know what does. I mean, man.
No, it just means you're going to be as nervous as a pregnant nun every second half.
Yeah, for real. The one halftime lead we've had in the past 11 games versus Power 4 opponents, I guess would have been Kentucky this year.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Golly, man, that's crazy. That stat blew my mind. But, yeah, just crazy stuff. I mean, all right, next up, Yeah, next up, we're going to talk about Georgia's offense here. My gosh, there's no complaints here. I just want to say this right quick. Absolutely insane game from Mike Bobo and Gunnar Stockton. Legacy game.
Let's just stop right there and give a round of applause. Even if you're driving, take your hands off the steering wheel and just clap right now.
For 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Love that. Give the man his flowers. Mm-hmm. Even if you're a Bobo hater, that's fine. Whatever. I don't care. You have got to give credit where credit was due on Saturday, baby.
It was awesome. It was a masterclass. Offensively,
a
masterclass. Best called game, in my opinion, for Mike Bobo in his entire career at Georgia.
Love it.
For 4 quarters.
Love it.
Yep. LSU 2013, I think, was a close second, though. I mean, my gosh, we moved the ball at will that day, too. Threw it to tight ends, threw it to the running back, ran the ball effectively, and we did it this past Saturday, man. We ran the ball right down their throats. We threw to our tight ends.
Yes, sir.
We took shots downfield. We were creative. We used our quarterback's legs. What more could you possibly want from Mike Bobo?
You couldn't ask for any more. And we have a quarterback, Clark, that's just a straight dog.
Yeah.
Gutsy as can be. A leader, man. Special. Just special. I mean, you don't have guys with the intangibles that Gunnar Stockton has come around every single year in the program. And what I mean by that, I mean by the leadership and just guts he has, man. Just something about the it factor this kid has is, he's not going to lose you a football game. He protects the football, man. But what we have found out this year and what was a question coming into the year, is he capable of winning you a football game? Mm-hmm. And he's done that multiple times already this year with his performances, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, he won this game, I think. Yeah. I mean, my gosh, let's just take a look at his stat line. 26 for 31. 289 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns. That's elite. And it doesn't stop there. 10 carries, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. When you got a quarterback who can run the football, it's like having a 12th man on offense.
It is. And I mean, we've said stuff with red and black glasses on and we'll continue to, because we are a Georgia fan podcast, right? We don't have to be anything else but that. But you can even say this without red and black glasses on, Clark. He should be in the Heisman race.
100%.
That is not a red and black glasses take. That is if you look at the stat line, and I think there's even some like, if you look at just, projections out there, he's in the talk. And he should be. He should be, man. So he's definitely playing at a high level. Blessed to have him. I do not think that there should be any talk of him not being capable to be a SEC winning quarterback, because he is. And he puts those critics to bed every single week, and he's just getting better too. That's the beautiful thing about it. He's getting more and more comfortable and doing more and more things better. And we're blessed to have him. And one thing I probably wouldn't do if you're a Gunnar hater and a guy who thinks that, and I hate to just do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because there's been chatter about it, that wishes we had another quarterback that left last year, is do not look at the stat lines between them two.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be very impressed with Gunnar Stockton, I'll say it again. If you don't want to be impressed with Gunnar Stockton, keyword there, do not compare the stats between Carson Beck and Gunnar Stockton.
It will shock you.
If you're one of those guys who have been saying, we needed to have a certain guy back, and I hate to say that about him, but, I mean, it just needs to be said. Gunnar needs his flowers right there. Yeah, don't look at those stat lines.
Mm-hmm. Legacy game from both Gunnar and Bobo. We had 510 total yards. 289 passing yards, 221 rushing yards. I love when at the University of Georgia we run for more than 200 yards. That just makes me smile inside. When you're pounding the rock on the ground, man, that is a sweet feeling right there. Also, just an unbelievable day from our tight ends. Got to shout them out too. I think all these critics, all these people who are griping about Bobo, you can't say that he didn't target the tight ends. 9, I think maybe actually more than 9 targets to these guys, between these two guys right here I'm about to bring up. Lawson had 5 receptions, 43 yards, obviously the 3 touchdowns we just mentioned. And then Oscar Delt had a great day. 4 receptions, 42 yards. Adam, how'd you like that?
I love it. Love the tight end position, man. Yeah, a lot of chatter about, man, we need to be utilizing tight ends more. We got this room that Todd Hartley is going out there and just stacked, and we need to utilize him in the passing game more. And she came to fruition Saturday, man, and definitely going forward, I think you'll see more of it too. So you couldn't be more excited about where this offense is. I know it's not the 85 Bears defense we played against, but when you still play in the SEC caliber defense and you do what you're supposed to do against them at the level that Georgia did Saturday, you can't help but be excited, Clark. The direction it's going, you get a bye week to even get more healthier. This offensive line, Clark, the offensive line is the thing that just gets me giddy.
Most. And, preseason, we were sitting here talking on these mics at the same desk.
Yeah.
This season hinges on these guys.
Right.
And so far, I mean, at least in my mind, they've exceeded expectations.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Ever since the second half of the Tennessee game, I could think you could say just some great things about them. I know people were like, well, what about the Auburn game? What about the Auburn game? And it's been a banged-up unit, a unit that's had to throw in a lot of different combinations of guys out there, right? So being able to get those guys some valuable reps, some younger guys, man, and see where they're coming in. They're getting healthier. Monroe Freeland's just gutsy as could be. Shouldn't even be out there right now from the initial injury report you got in the Kentucky game, but he's out there playing good. I thought Ernest Green came back and played good as well. I mean, Juan Gaston's just a stud. Glover's a stud. And the exciting thing about them, at least 2 more years you get to see them out there, right? So, I mean, it's been a blessing to see how that line's playing, and I think they're only going to get better. And people might be yelling at this because we can't talk good about the offensive line at Georgia here the past couple of years is what the stigma is around it. But no, this team has become this unit's become very strong, I feel like, and should I say probably even be one of the strongest units going down the stretch if they could get healthier and stay healthy, man. I really like the pieces if they could stay healthy. And you get another bye week before you get to see them again for that to be able to get some more guys healthy. So awesome. Couldn't be more jacked up about that as well.
Yeah. Very proud of the offensive line, man. They allowed, 1 sack against Ole Miss and only 3 tackles for loss, which really is not bad. I mean,
not bad.
If you're going up against they're not the same Ole Miss defense as of last year,
right?
But still very respectable.
Still SEC defense, man,
for sure. Very impressed by our run blocking as well, man. We had some big holes. Got to shout out obviously Chauncey and Nate Frazier. Chauncey had 10 carries for 61 yards, and then Nate Frazier, man, I mean, he's picking it back up. 17 carries, 72 yards, no fumbles.
Yeah. When you're moving the football like that and you have the stats, the numbers you just read, when you have that balanced of an attack through the air and on the ground, your offensive line is playing at a very high level.
Yeah, agreed. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, great on Chauncey and Nate, man. I mean, just 2 hard runners. And I think they're just starting to – I think, let me back up here. The quarterback – with an offensive line, you got to sort of get comfortable with that, right? You got to know, is my left tackle going to are they going to get pressured? Am I going to get blindsided, right? You got to start getting comfortable stepping up in the pocket as a quarterback. And the same is true for a running back. You got to be comfortable with your guys blocking for you up in front. And I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is you want running backs to gel with offensive line in the same way that you want your quarterback to gel with the offensive line. And I think we're starting to see that happen. We're getting those big gaping holes up through the middle for our guys to get to the second level. That's what I'm starting to see more of this year too, is our guards, our tackles on the line, getting to that second level and sealing blocks. And we're finally getting those 6, 7, 8, sometimes even 14, 15, 16-yard plays on the ground.
Yeah, man. I mean, shout out to Nate Frazier. I thought he had his best game, arguably, in my opinion, that he's had at Georgia Saturday.
More than Clemson last year?
Yeah, that's tough. I guess definitely of this year.
Oh, yeah, for sure this year.
But I like it, man, because the Alabama game, he fumbles. He doesn't really get to touch the ball for a while after that, and that definitely the rest of that game. But he's come back strong, man, and really looking good. If he can continue at that level of play, which I think he will be, he's a very talented young man. And then the way Chauncey Bowens has worked his tail off, and what we heard all preseason camp, and that's come to fruition with him. And it's going to be the best 1-2 punch we've had in a few years here at Georgia, arguably since Zamir White and James Cook were here. Definitely the best running back room in general, because not only those 2 guys, Clark, I mean, you got Josh Crawford, who is just
McCray.
I meant to say Josh Crawford needs some a tip of the hat too. The running back coach. And how he is, a guy that you really don't hear much about, but he's got a great running back room there, and I think it's worth bringing him up and giving him some credit for. But yes, Josh McCray is who I meant to say. Just a guy who just has made some clutch short yardage runs already for Georgia this year, and some big situations that's led to some big SEC wins.
Yeah, and we were talking about this before the show, but you and I both agreed. You said to Clark, what was the play of the game for the other day? And I said it, and you agreed with me.
Yeah.
It was that 4th and 1, Josh McCray on our own 44. This was a minute and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Georgia's down 35-26. Man, that second effort play from Josh McCray, beautiful, Adam. And that's why we brought this kid in, I think, is to get those 1-2 yards, really tough yards, and to convert, whether it's on the goal line, whether you're backed up in your own 44 and you got to have a conversion.
Right.
Man, Josh McCray's it.
No, absolutely. That play right there, like you said, he gets stoned right there like it looked initially. Then Ole Miss gets the football, and they're probably putting the game on ice right there. You're 100% right. But that second effort, man, that resiliency that just is the one word to describe this football team from the top on down to the bottom, man, is just what he shows when he runs the football, and be able to get that hard-earned first down right there is huge. And it's huge to have that type of back. And what I love about McCray, it seems like, is he's gone through some stuff, gotten on the field, and he knew his role coming in, because that's what every just fan heard is the amount of just touchdowns he got in red zone in Illinois, like 8 or 9 last year. So he knows what he specializes in, what his role would be. And since the Tennessee game, he's come in and done that. And it's a heck of a weapon to have. Heck of a weapon to have in the arsenal for Mike Bobo and that offensive staff. So just very fired up about this running back room, and I think they're only going to continue to get better the last 5 games of the year.
Yeah. A couple other weapons, man. Dylan Bell, my gosh, made some huge, huge plays yesterday. He's starting to remind me a little bit of Kearis Jackson, just in his ability to come up in big-time situations. Yeah. We saw it yesterday, or for, I guess, anybody else watching, the other day, this past Saturday. Saw it especially on that, I think it was a 3rd and long play maybe. We saw Gunner throw a go route to Dylan Bell on 3rd down. Very big situation. We had to have a conversion. This was sort of later in the game. And you don't call that play if you don't, number one, trust Dylan Bell to catch the ball. Number 2, trust Gunner Stockton to make that throw. And number 3, have your offensive line protect.
And pick up what they need to pick up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, man, that was a great play call by Mike Bobo. Very timely. Great catch by Dylan Bell. Once again, he's coming in clutch, which is a big difference from last year. I think a lot of people ratted on Dylan Bell. They especially point to that drop he had versus Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl. But, man, he has stepped it up this year in a big way, and just a great athlete. So.
Been talented ever since he's been on campus. Been selfless, man. I mean, a lot of people forget the 2023 season when the running back room, we weren't as blessed as we are now through injuries and everything else, man, that he was asked to line up there, take away reps from wide receiver, and a lot of stuff even last year, man, put in different positions that might not have best suited to his skill set. So seeing him have success and what will be his final year at the University of Georgia, is exciting to see. And, huge play by him. Going to have to be big going into the rest of the year. You lose Kobe Young. That hurts. You hate it for him. The guy's had to go through a lot of adversity as well, but does look like Kobe Young will be sidelined for quite some time. Maybe potentially be back the postseason. I don't know for sure, but hate that for Kobe Young, man. He was really just showing out coming into his own as well. But, next man up type thing. And that's a wide receiver room that you went out, you spent in the offseason, and you got some guys there. So let them shine, let them earn that paycheck that they got. Hopefully Noah Thomas, see more out of him as well. But Dylan Bell done well if he's running the football on some jet sweeps and stuff. We've got him some screen plays, blocking his tail off on the perimeter, then being rewarded as well with a big pass like that. Clutch play all around. Just exciting. Exciting to see what this offense all the way around every group did.
Yeah, and I do want to shout out Colby Young, man. I mean, clutch play from the very beginning, that flea flicker, and obviously that was the play he got hurt on, man. But big-time catch. Hopefully we get him back. But if not, man, he has done such great things for this university, and he's going to continue success later in his career. But, man, fingers crossed, good recovery. We don't know the exact details as of right now, the recording of this episode.
Yeah.
But, man, next man up, Noah Thomas, C.J. Wiley, got to step up.
That's right.
This one last note I have on the offense, man. This is just wild. Georgia had 9 drives in this game versus Ole Miss. 9. Here are the results of each one of them: field goal, touchdown, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, 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 field goal. End of game. Victory formation.
Yeah, wow, man. That's that right there. You couldn't ask for better. Capitalizing and being able to do that to answer too. It's not like they were just rolling in the sense that you got a 2 possession lead in the sense that, but you had the pressure that you had to answer, and it felt like that's where the game went, and it went in the stuff that I think that Lane Kiffin loves to do, and that's getting the shootout right. And Georgia was able to answer every time Ole Miss scored, and big tip of the hat to the offense. That's the reason you won the football game. But yes, the defense, and we'll talk about that later, stepped up when they had to, and you got to have that as well. So good team win there. But the offense doing their part from opening kick to the end of the game was the reason Georgia won this game. And to be able to do that, not punt, but also not only not punt, but not turn over the ball to end a possession, but to end a possession on a scoring drive every single time was amazing, and something that is very exciting to see.
Yeah, for sure. 34 first downs, 6 for 11 on third downs, 37 minutes, 39 seconds time of possession.
Beautiful.
You know, Georgia fans, as we were watching this game, we were looking at this Ole Miss offense. Can we stop Ole Miss's offense? And I have to wonder, did Ole Miss fans think the same thing about Georgia's offense? Can we stop Georgia's offense?
Of course they did. Had to, man. I mean, that was the classic just basketball game there, it seemed like.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, just scoring at will. And it was like the first team to make a mistake, fumble the football, defense calls a turnover. And, I mean, that didn't happen on either side, but Georgia's defense is the ones that just stepped up in the last fourth quarter. And sure. Georgia's offense continued, and you win a tough-fought SEC top 10 showdown that way.
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's go to the other side of the football. Georgia's defense. Jeez Louise. First 3 quarters, nightmare situation. But before we get into this, I do want to say, man, we as Georgia fans, I think a lot of times, including me, we overreact when we watch these games. But when you take a step back and you kind of think about this in context, this Ole Miss team is really, really freaking good offensively. It's not necessarily Georgia's defense is just terrible. My gosh, we suck. Like, no, we have a really talented team defensively. But sometimes when you go up against an elite offense like Ole Miss, you're going to get exposed. And
That's
Georgia did for 3 quarters. But thankfully, fourth quarter, man, we shut them out in the fourth quarter, which was big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot to break down and talk about here. Like I said, I want to remind you guys, Ole Miss has a really, really, really good offense. Some would argue the best offense in FBS. And also, I know some people are like, well, this has been an ongoing thing this season. But think about it for a second. Tennessee has an elite offense. I mean, statistically, this isn't just Clark's opinion here. Tennessee has a top 10 offense. Ole Miss does. Alabama definitely does. You could probably put all 3 of those teams in the top 5 if you wanted to in FBS. So, just once again, before we absolutely dog this defense, let's just remember that. I mean, they are going up against some really, really good talent. Is it as elite and as sweltering as we've seen it in years past? No. But it's good enough to win,
right.
And we did it in the fourth quarter. The defense pulled it together in the fourth quarter and helped us win this game.
Yeah, and of course, you make a good point there, Clark. And then obviously the culture, the tradition of where this team has been under Kirby Smart, you expect, though, Georgia's defense to be elite enough to shut these offenses down and not to dig themselves into the holes that they've dug themselves in. And you make a good point by that. And it's definitely just not the normal Georgia defense that we have seen and what we kind of thought at the beginning of the year. At least I thought, just looking at just the guys on paper and the talent you have on paper. And I think the most disappointing to me is just I don't think they're as fundamentally sound as what we expected out of a Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann coach defense, the Muschamps and the Lannings and what we've grown accustomed to and been blessed with the past few years, right? So that's the thing, man. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is now that it's almost like this is what we're going to have this year. I don't know. Do you think, Clark, that there is a way that all of a sudden just the lights come on and I mean, obviously they've shown flashes. We've seen second half of the Auburn game, second half of the Alabama game, and the fourth quarter of this game.
Yeah.
But is it just one of these? I think it's just now it's going to be. You'll see, but like you said, the next 5 games until you get into the postseason are going to be offenses that aren't as high caliber, like you alluded to, as what we saw in the Alabama, Ole Miss, Tennessee stuff. But I mean, Auburn had a good game plan from the rip. But I think we're just tired. We want to see this defense, man, show up in the first quarter, get some stops, and then let the offense continue to hum. And let's get us a 2-possession lead, then step on their throat. That's what you want to see. And hopefully we see that later on. But I don't know. It's just something definitely you don't expect out of a Georgia defense, and something I think that definitely you're going to have to fix. If you can't fix it this year, we'll be fixing the offseason. I don't know if you'll see some position group changes. I think you're going to a point now in college football where you just can't out-talent people like we saw in the early years of the Kirby era. And what we saw Alabama do for so many years is that's not, we've talked about it, beat that dead horse so many times that you can't out-talent people anymore. I mean, yes, you still get but there's so much more parity in the game that I think coaches who are more just fundamentally based instead of just leaning in on guys who are more just guys who could get that to recruiting base is you got to have a more balanced staff in that. You can't just line yourself up with a staff that's just full of elite recruiters just because we got to get that talent in there. But there's even more so, I think, a magnifying glass on getting guys who can get in there and really just teach fundamentals and that. And I just think that defensively we're just not there fundamentally right now. Or some of these 5 stars aren't developed to the point of where we thought we would see them at. But there's 5 games left, man, and maybe that switch can turn on.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just get completely negative about it, but definitely if you want to, I think, and if you're a Georgia fan who wants to be negative about something, what thrives your fanhood is to be negative about things of Georgia football, no matter how good Georgia is. I mean, they're out there. I hate to say it, but yeah, a lot of people are. Then you need to shift your focus to the negativity towards the defensive side of the football if you have to be.
Yeah, if there's any criticism.
If there is, that's I guess what I'm trying to say.
If there's any criticism, it should be towards the defense this year for sure.
It's crazy to think, but hey, maybe something will happen. But
right. Yeah, a Kirby Smart defense, so, man, it's just designed to stop the run. First and foremost, you are going to stop the run under Kirby Smart.
You are.
And, when you have talented receivers and you've got a talented offensive line like Ole Miss definitely does.
Yeah.
They came into this game only allowing 7 sacks. They're good. They're really good at what they do. They're really good at protecting Trinidad. And, when you've got that and you've got a talented quarterback that can sling it, they're going to get theirs inherently on the not necessarily on the ground. Sorry, through the air. They're going to pick you apart, and that's just part of it, right? It's really tough to stop both the ground game and the passing attack all at once, all in one fell swoop. Like that's really, really tough to do at any level of football. And so Georgia, man, we've committed to stopping the run. And because of that, sometimes you're going to have those soft zone coverages. Sometimes you're going to have, guys wide open in the middle of the field because we're run blitzing with C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson. Like, that's just what happens. And you have to accept that. But the good thing is, and people want to complain, well, why was Georgia playing 12 yards off the ball and our corners and everything? I don't know. I can't answer you that. I'm not Kirby Smart. But what I'd like to think is we're not wanting to give up the explosive play. Now you may say, well, Clark, we gave them an explosive play on that hitch route to that kid. I don't even remember his name, who was covered by Dalen right there. He took it 75 yards. Yeah, but that was a great. I guess it was a great audible by Lane Kiffin there to tell him, hey, run the hitch route. Let's give him the ball. He's one-on-one man coverage right there. Whatever. So, I mean, once again, Ole Miss's offense, elite. Just because they put up 35 points does not mean Georgia's defense is just terrible and in shambles. I don't see it that way, at least.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And again, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but do you think we play off the theory of playing off the ball like that is we don't trust, not necessarily our cornerbacks, and it could be the cornerbacks, but trust our ability to be able to get to the quarterback in time to really play like press man.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I feel like in the fourth quarter when we were able to press and play and play some man like that we were able to really rattle Trinidad, I felt like, right? So I don't know the answer, but I do think we're going to see maybe some guys get some more significant playing time that we didn't see in these first 7 games and some stuff in the bye week. It's going to be very interesting to see these next 2 weeks what type of formations and personnel that we see out in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for instance, we saw one group that we had Jonell Aguero the past couple of weeks. Definitely in Auburn, he was hovering around the line more, but we saw a package where we had DeMello Jones, we had Dalen Everett, we had Ellis Robinson, Ja'Cory Thomas, and KJ Bolden all on the field at the same time. So 6 DB look, right? But Jonell playing more of a hybrid outside linebacker look. And I think that's utilized because we've been beat in the flats and sideline to sideline like that. You get a DB down there, a physical DB down there, who's able to kind of play the flats and all that stuff, right? So I don't know. I mean, these guys, Glenn Schumann's still a good football coach. I know people don't want to hear that. He has been a pivotal part in what's made Georgia. And yes, when you lose Will Muschamp, any defense is going to be hurt by that. I mean, the value that he's still in the building during the week too. Right. It's not like he's just completely outcast himself from the program. But yes, on game days, everything. When you lose a key cog like Will Muschamp, it's going to hurt because you're not blessed with that luxury in every program. It's a unique situation. You even get that guy back for the time we had him, and we utilize it, we capitalize on it, right? But he's not coming back to a full-time role. It's just not going to happen. See, but he's still there in the building, man. And Glenn Schumann still knows how to coach defensive football. I mean, the scheme I feel like hadn't changed by any means, but it's something that I don't know. I trust completely that Kirby is going to figure it out. And if there's anything that Kirby will figure out, it's going to be the defensive side of the football. And it might be just we'll see what happens the rest of the year. But I'm excited to see what kind of changes, might be some tweaks here and there that we see in Jacksonville. See how this group comes out, and hope they start off hot against the deflated, wounded Florida team. So
yeah.
That's all I got to say about it. Yeah. They stepped up when they had to.
They did. I think they picked on C.J. Allen all first half. Man, he was out of position. I'm not going to dog C.J. Allen because he did. Yeah, I think he was the leading tackler of the game. But, I don't know if it was scheme or whatnot. Lane Kiffin had a great game plan, man. Came in and, just found the soft zone in our defense and everything. We allowed 88 rushing yards. That was 3.6 average by Ole Miss. So pretty good. I mean, that's about where we're average at on the season. 263 receiving yards. It's obviously not where you want that number to be. But still, nonetheless, elite passing attack right there from Ole Miss. I thought we brought the heat a lot of different times. We sent CJ, we sent Raylan up the middle, we sent Chris Cole off the edge several times, just couldn't get home. And I know that's sort of a gripe that Georgia fans have about this defense, but just because you don't get home doesn't mean you can't disrupt what they're trying to do offensively. And we did that yesterday with Trinidad. We threw him off his rhythm a little bit in the fourth quarter. When we needed it most, we batted down the ball right there. Josh Horton, huge play versus Ole Miss, got that ball batted down. That put the game on ice officially. I think I said that in the call-in show the other night, Adam. I said, if we can't get home, at least get a big old paw up there and knock that ball down. And thank God we did, because you never know what happens beyond that knockdown. So, I'm trying to think anything else. Oh, one thing I said too, this is kind of funny. I was telling McKay this. We said this for years, Georgia fans. Bail us out, defense. Please just bail us out this drive. Come on. You'd see that. We'd say that all the time. This year, though, it seems like we're saying, bail us out, offense. Please, please just go, have a sustained drive. Just do your thing, offense. So it's really weird how it's kind of flipped like that.
Well, piggybacking off that a little bit, Clark, it feels like this year it's so different, because I remember obviously during the championship runs of the national championship runs the past couple of years, a few years back, that you were thinking, man, when you got the postseason, how's this team going to look with their battle tests? When they have to play a 4-quarter game, right? When they have to face a little bit of adversity, beat down a little bit, how are they going to react? Who's going to step up? We seem like we got the core group of guys going to do it, but you don't know until we get in that position. And it's like November, we've not been in that position. So, it couldn't be the complete opposite this year of this group is resilient. They're completely battle tested on the road, at home, wherever, against SEC opponents, man, that they've had to just dig themselves out of holes time and time again. And yes, when you play with fire, you're eventually going to get burned. But man, it's fun to see that this team just never gives up, right? And being able to see the connection of this team, the resiliency of this team, as a fan, it's got to be exciting. Obviously, if you're just looking at entertainment and not worrying about your cardiac health or anything, then it's fun to watch as a college football fan how Georgia's playing this year. But not good for our health.
No.
Not good for our health. So I hope that changes the next 5 games and going forward. But who knows what's going to happen? I mean, you could easily see Georgia winning these next 5 games, man, and going either the SEC championship or the playoffs, or you could drop one and still go to the playoffs, man. I don't know what's going to happen, but buckle up. It's going to be a fun ride. The whole landscape of college football is going to be a fun ride the rest of the way. But definitely going to be a cardiac season for sure.
Yeah, the cardiac dogs,
man.
Yeah, make another appearance. Yep. Last but not least, let's talk about Georgia's special teams here. Peyton Woodring, man, 3 for 3, great composure, made some big time kicks. That first one to start the game, man, 51 yards. And I was getting a little concerned at him as the stadium was filling up and the end zones, they were all in white T-shirts and whatnot. I was wondering, I was like, is this going to affect Peyton Woodring's ability to get this ball through the uprights? Does he even know where the uprights are? Because, it obviously blends in with the people in the background wearing white. So
yeah, because our goalposts aren't yellow.
That's true. Yeah, like Clemson. Ugh. Anyway,
that's funny.
Peyton Woodring, man, nailed him. He's such a weapon. Love some Peyton Woodring. Only negative, though, were the 2 kickoffs out of bounds to start the game. And, that might have been, hey, let's, Peyton, go out there. Let's try to corner them. Let's try to pin them in the corner right there. So I understand he probably wasn't told, hey, kick it through the uprights or anything. But my thing is, Adam, I'm kind of one of these people, man. Just kick it in the back of the end zone every freaking time.
I agree, man. Yeah, I mean, that definitely doesn't that's the thing, too, that you kind of bring up. The first couple possessions that Ole Miss had the football, they started at their own 40?
No, 35.
35, yeah, excuse me. 35.
I mean, still,
a great field position for a elite offense like that.
Yeah.
So that's never good. So you already get your backs against the wall there, but still. But yeah, I mean, Peyton, though, I thought the swivel kick there at the 206, 209 mark in the ball game, that I thought that was a good chess match there in the sense that you don't allow Lane Kiffin to get a play off before the 2-minute warning, that the clock winds down at the kick, that the Ole Miss's offense comes out on the field, that they are at the 2-minute warning with 0 timeouts. So
yeah, that was really smart, actually.
That was a smart play, well executed there. So Peyton Woodring, though, the weapon, obviously, you don't win the game if he doesn't go 3 for 3, 100% on field goals right there. So he'll be big. He'll make more big kicks as the season progresses, and very lucky to have a kicker of his caliber on the sideline whenever you need him in a clutch moment. So
another big kicker we got on the sideline, he's not necessarily a kicker, a punter, Brett Thorson, and we didn't even see him.
Yeah, I love that. Thankful for Brett and the leg that he has, but the less we see him, the better for Georgia football.
Yeah. You think he took a shower after the game?
Yeah, he might not even had to shower after the game. Maybe broke a sweat there in the post game, just going and seeing everybody and talking and whatnot, talking to families. A light jog after that, right? But outside of the pregame warm ups and halftime, coming out there and booting a couple, then never touched the field. So yeah.
We love Brett Thorson, but we never want to see him on the field if we don't have to.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great day, Adam, man. Just look, this team, bottom line is, this team just finds different ways to win, right? 2 weeks ago, we were in Opelika, Alabama, and we won a dogfight, 20-10, as a defensive battle, really, if we're being honest. We've won shootouts this season. We've won, in bigger ways, whatever. My point is, we win different ways, and to me, that is a sign of a championship football team. No matter what situation you're getting yourself into, can you, obviously, at the end of the game, can you or can you not put more points than the other team can on the board?
Yeah.
And Georgia's been able to do that 6 times this season. They didn't in one case, and that's okay. But we just got to keep pressing forward and just keep gelling. Getting healthy is going to be big with the bye week coming up. We didn't panic against Ole Miss, man. I think we as fans did, especially late in the third quarter. And that's justified. But the team didn't. The team composed themselves. The defense rallied together. The offense kept doing its thing. It was awesome. I loved how it finally all came together in the fourth quarter. And Kirby said this, and I'll end with this, and we'll kind of wrap it up and move on. But Kirby said in his post-game presser, we just don't die. And I love that. It's like freaking Freddy Krueger. You can try it however you want to. You're not going to bring them down.
That's a huge characteristic to have in a team. you don't just coach that. That's something that's a culture and established a long time ago, man. And that's something special that not every team in America has. Even they have the most talent in the world, but not every team in America has that type of culture. That's what gets me excited, Clark. I don't know what's going to happen with this team. I don't know if there's some defensive woes that we get ourselves in too big of a hole and just can't climb out of, like at Alabama, or what's going to happen, or if the lights come on, man. But we know in college football now that with this 12-team playoff, you just got to be lucky, you got to get hot at the right time, and you got to be healthy at the right time. And anything can happen when you have a roster like the University of Georgia does. So let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. Take it week by week. Fun one coming up, and I like where we're at. Going into Jacksonville when you're still in everything is just it's just a blessing.
It's a really good feeling knowing the other side of the stadium when we were in Jacksonville. They really don't have much to play for.
Turmoil, baby. I love that.
Yeah. We're their Super Bowl this year.
If you didn't grow up or you weren't a Georgia fan in the 90s, and I was way too young to remember all that stuff, but I do remember my childhood in the 2000s, and it was still bad there when we thought we would turn it around after Spurrier left, then you have a disdain and a hate for Florida. I know it's been a long time since Florida's been relevant. Haven't won an SEC championship since 2008. We got plenty of time for Florida to hate, but I can always hate on Florida. They're my number one. I hate Florida, and I don't care what sport it is for Florida to always be down, even though they've won the national championship in basketball. But to be down in football like they are is a blessing. Enjoy every second of that. Mm-hmm. And hopefully this is going to be that they just lay down and die in Jacksonville. They're not. They're going to be recharged, rejuvenated. We'll talk about that later. But love hating Florida, love beating Florida. And the fact that Georgia has done what they've done the past few years in Jacksonville has been a just pipe dream to me as a child, and everything that could happen. So hopefully it happens again. Love this game. Excited about that. Ready to put a bow on this one and move on to Florida hate.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. We got a new AP poll this week.
All right.
Some shakeup for sure. Ohio State stays at number one. Man, they are rolling right now. And it's one of those things you kind of hope that they've peaked early, but I don't know, man. If there's one team that is quote unquote elite this season, I think it's Ohio State for sure. 60 first place votes. I mean, that's pretty much majority.
A team, a program, NIL fund, whatever you want to call it right now, who has just adapted the most in this new era of college football. That the best is, you got to say, Ohio State, man. And Ryan Day, right now, coming off a national championship. And Julian Sayin had a great day at quarterback. Obviously, the wide receiver group they have, and probably, without a doubt, have the best defense in the country. Yep. So, definitely, to me, the best team in the country right now.
Mm-hmm. At number two, we got Indiana. Kurt Cignetti, man, getting paid.
Yeah.
Wow. I think he's got something like a $93 million contract over the next 8 years, something like that. It's crazy, whatever it is. Getting paid a lot of money to stay. I think they kind of saw the writing on the wall that if they didn't pay up, the man's leaving for a job like Penn State. So, Indiana's rolling right now, which is just crazy. I did not have this on my bingo board. I knew they were good last year, whatnot. I knew they'd be pretty good this year. But sitting here at number two, 8 weeks into the season is just insane.
Kirk Cignetti's got a lot of coaches fired across America in the sense that, coaches go, well, I got to have this. I got to have this resource. I just got to have time to develop the program. But no, Cignetti's came in year one last year, made the playoffs. Year two, took it up a notch. So every coach in America that says, oh, just give me more time. Well, we're here. They said, well, look at what Cignetti's doing up in Bloomington, Indiana. Yeah. How come you can't do that? You have more resources here than that. So he's made a lot of coaches uncomfortable with what he's been able to do the past year and a half now up to this point.
Number three, we've got A&M. 3 straight SEC teams here. Number 3, A&M. 4, Alabama. At number 5, Georgia. Georgia cracks in top 5. Number 6, we got Oregon. 7, Georgia Tech. The nerds.
Unreal.
That is crazy. I mean, they deserve it, man. They played some good football. They've won games, the ugly games. They've won games in big ways. So hats off to them. I mean, I hate it. I wish they would lose every game they play. But as long as we beat them at the end of the year and they're knocked out of the playoffs sometime, because I think, look, this is a playoff team right here. I genuinely think everybody's got Miami, rebounding after their embarrassing loss to Louisville this past week. But I'm telling you, Georgia Tech is in prime position here.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. You look at their schedules, like, can they be 11-0 coming into Atlanta on Thanksgiving, Black Friday? And, you look at the schedule. I mean, obviously, any given Saturday it could happen. I mean, the Pitt game looks like the biggest threat that they have, but still got to play Fran Brown and Syracuse after losing their starting quarterbacks fell off. So, yeah, I don't know. Setting up to be a very historic Georgia Tech game on Black Friday. So that's something to just keep an eye on and kind of have looming in the distance. A lot of ball between now and then, but shaping up to be a big one. I'm all for that.
Yeah, me too. At number 8, we've got Ole Miss. So they dropped from 5 to 8, 3 spots. 9, we've got Miami. Wait, is that right? What? Yeah, Miami dropped from 2 to 9. That's right. Yeah. Dang. You'd think they'd drop out of the top 10 after losing to Louisville, but Louisville's got a respectable team.
Jeff Brom, man.
Yeah.
I love some Jeff Brom. Great guy, great coach.
Oh, yeah. And then lastly, at number 10, this is just like we're living in a dream right here. Vanderbilt. What in the world? That's just crazy, man. But hats off to Clark Lee, Diego Pavia.
I saw a playoff projection that had Vanderbilt in it, and I was like, I had to do a double take. Am I living in another dimension right now? We have Indiana, Georgia Tech, and Vanderbilt in the top 10. And
no Texas.
It's wild, man.
No Penn State.
Yeah.
Preseason.
No Clemson.
Yeah. Which we're okay with that, always.
So, very interesting.
Yeah. And then while we're talking about other teams, let's just go back to Florida.
Yeah, I love
breaking news. Billy Napier, great guy, honestly.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're gonna clap for Billy Napier.
An ode to Billy Napier.
Billy Napier ran the University of Florida's football team into the dirt. Yeah. And I will always respect him for that.
Yeah. But athletic department, a university in shambles, Clark. Don't even have a school president. Athletic director now is going to be able to have his 3rd football hire. I guess this kind of saved him what Todd Golden's done in basketball over there. But, I mean, the whole Dan Mullen deal, probably wish they never got rid of him. But I love it. I mean, since Urban had his issues and left in 2010, they have had Muschamp, McElwain, Mullen, Napier on their 5th coach since 2011. Love it, man.
Jeez.
Love it, love it, love it. They might go get old Jed Fish, try to go get some, shoot, it's a heck of a trend. You look at all these alums that are tearing it up. Jeff Brom at Louisville.
Yeah, Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart, obviously. You got Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, Brett Key at Georgia Tech, man. So, so they're probably going to try to go the well there. I don't know. It's going to be fun. Coach of Carousel, we're probably going to have to do a whole episode on it later on. But, Billy just seems like a good guy. Hopefully Florida hires somebody that you could dislike as just a guy, and because I always love just when a rival has a coach that is easy to not like. But Billy is a guy that you can't help but like with the kind of way he carries himself. Yeah. Seems like a good family man. So he'll land on his feet somewhere. And I'll say it, man. Shoot, come to Georgia, be an analyst. I'd love that.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be completely fine with that.
Yeah, he'd fit right in with the culture, I think.
Oh, yeah, he would. Southwest or Northwest Georgia guy, man. Dad was a high school coach. Bring him up here, be an analyst. I'm good with that.
I like it. What if Florida went to go get James Franklin? We're just hypothetical here. Would that be I hate to use the word hateable, but a coach that you would love to hate?
Yeah, I'm not a big James Franklin fan, but I have actually earned some more respect for him here lately.
Yeah,
kind of knowing his story and family guy he is as well. Yeah, so I'm all for a man being a strong at becoming a father. I always respected, but now definitely being a father, seeing a man who leads his family well, just a good father, especially with a job like these coaches have, where they're going a lot. I respect the heck out of that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see who they get. But turmoil in Gainesville, I love it. Here for it. Hopefully they lay down in Jacksonville. But I doubt that'll be the case.
This is going to be their Super Bowl.
Yep.
All right, let's go back to last week's games here, and then we'll start to wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
so updated standings. I am at 32-11. Pretty good. And then, Adam, you are 29-14. So you dropped a game over the week.
Game, man. Dang, Brian Kelly. Never freaking ride with Brian Kelly.
Yeah, don't do it. I've learned my lesson. LSU at Vanderbilt, 31-24. Vandy wins in this one. This was I think, a pretty good back and forth kind of a game in Nashville. Hey, they didn't even rush the field. They beat a top, what was it? Were they 4? LSU was 4th, right?
No, they were top. I think they were number 10, weren't they? Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
LSU got beat by Ole Miss earlier.
That's right. No, Adam, I think they were – hold up now. Hold up. We got to look this up. LSU, Vandy, 2025.
I swear. 17.
I swear before they were – it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, it was 10. Yeah, sorry. Anyway.
Top 10 team. Top 10 team.
They didn't rush the field on a top 10 team.
The ultimate disrespect shows where Brian Kelly has that program. Just never been a good fit there. And I think it'll crash and burn because I still think he's still got to play Alabama, still got to play Oklahoma, still got to play Texas A&M.
Jeez Louise. Did you see Vanderbilt trolling LSU by playing Colin Baton Rouge after the game?
Love it. Love it. Love all four trolling with different songs like that.
So, like, if Vandy were to beat Georgia this year, would they play, like, Bobo Riley? Like, what
Georgia on my mind or something.
Oh, yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Nothing really traditional, like what you have a sing-along, because Georgia really doesn't have that in stadium like Alabama does with Dixieland Delight, and LSU does Colin Baton Rouge or Louisiana Saturday Night. Love that. I'm jealous of that. I wish we had, like I said, Devil Went Down to Georgia would be, but just different cultures around, and people definitely probably wouldn't go for that. A lot of the that's what makes the University of Georgia unique, different cultures and stuff. But I wish we could play Devil Went Down to Georgia. That would just be awesome. But there would be a huge contingent of the fan base that really doesn't want to hear Charlie Daniels hammer on the fiddle. But
teach their own.
Teach their own. That's exactly right.
Yep. All right, big ACC matchup here. Georgia Tech at Duke. Tech wins 27-18. I didn't even watch the highlights of this. I have no idea what happened, but I think it was pretty close there at the beginning, and then Tech pulls away towards the end. This was a big win for Brent Key, getting just a really tough road game at not Chapel Hill.
Durham. Just down the road from Chapel Hill on Tobacco Road still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go up to Durham and win a football game on the road in middle of October, right?
Ask Clemson.
Yeah.
They went up there, crapped their pants a couple of years ago.
I did. Labor Day night with Mike Elko. He was still up there. I forgot about that. Yeah. So, I mean, Duke actually, Manny Diaz has had to play some decent ball. They got beat by Illinois, and then now good road win for Tech when you're talking about their program and where they're at in the ACC. Like we talked about earlier, man, watch out for them. Keep an eye on them and just see what their record will be, where they'll be in the playoff hunt, the ACC championship hunt when we roll into that Black Friday matchup.
Mm-hmm. All right, next game we had on our pick'em, Oklahoma at South Carolina, 26-7, a little payback from last year.
Yeah.
Oklahoma goes into Willie B and, I mean, doesn't put them on them necessarily, but takes care of business. I tell you, Adam, I don't know if you saw this, fourth quarter, Williams-Brice Stadium, that place was a ghost town.
Yeah.
And I think it was still kind of a close game up to that point, and then Oklahoma pulled away. But just crazy.
I'm sure South Carolina fans got to be disgruntled this year. I mean, traditionally they just, besides 2010 to 2013 and even then, or 14, and even then they only made it just one SEC championship game. Nothing really special at all has ever happened in that program's history. But they've always been there, always been packing Willie B, made it in a raucous environment, but they got to be disappointed with all the Sellers hype, top 15 this year, and it's just seemed like it's just floundered. Mike Shula, offense coordinator, has not been able to connect and take Lenore Sellers to that next level. They missed Dow Loggins, who went to go be the App State head coach, right? Mm-hmm. So him leaving the building, it just seems like that offense just has not found an identity or a pulse, or definitely picked up on where they left off last year. So hate it for them. I mean, if I'm Shane Beamer, I'm actually thinking about if I do get the opportunity to go back to Blacksburg, taking it. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and get it while your stock's still at a decent level.
Yeah.
Go to Virginia Tech, where you already get a lot of developed just padding and cushion because of your last name and lower level expectations, but a place that you still can get the right mix and be in a conversation for ACC championship every now and then if you do the right things and if they invest more in their program. So that's what I'd do if I was him.
Yep. Next one, A&M at Arkansas. Potential trap game here for A&M, and it was close, boy. 45-42, man. Arkansas. This was a great game. I did watch highlights on this one. Very, very back and forth. But A&M finds a way to get it done. Good old Mike Elko. They are 7-0. I think this is the first time since like 1990 something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So hot start.
Yeah, Elko's a good ball coach, man. Really like the cloth he's cut from. And he has developed a good culture down there. And, I mean, right now they're control their own destiny to go to the SEC championship, right? So right now, if it ended today, it was looking like Alabama, A&M will be it. But A&M still got some tough games left. So it's going to be Interested to see how that shapes up, but definitely one of the top performers in the league right now. Bobby P. at Arkansas, Clark, trying his best to win that full-time job, to get the interim tag revoked off of him and be the full-time guy, but came up short at Tennessee and then at home against A&M. But respectful efforts after what they looked like at the beginning of the year. And interested to see what route they'll go. Surely they won't hire him full-time again, but you never know in college football in 2025.
He's putting up points on the board.
Yep.
Taylor Green. All right, next game. This was another potential trap game, and my gosh, this was close. Texas at Kentucky, 16-13 overtime. Overtime thriller right here. Man, poor Mark Stoops. He wanted this one badly. Came up just short.
Yeah. It's looking like, man, I don't think Kentucky could get any better than Stoops and the fit and what he's done for that program, but it's just seemed like it's just been awful ever since 2 years ago, Thanksgiving weekend. All the rumors came out that he was going to A&M, and that got shut down. And it just seems like the marriage between Kentucky and Stoops hadn't been the same since then. So it seems like it needs to end, but massive buyout, in a short amount of time you got to pay him. So he would be crazy to just leave. He just needs to get fired. But I don't know if Kentucky could do that, especially they're going to want to support their NIL basketball to be able to pay that to a football coach. So keep an eye up in Lexington. Going to be very interesting next few days what happens up there. But Texas fans get a great taste of what life is like in the SEC with a shell shock win in Lexington, Kentucky on a Saturday night, where you just leave shell shocked. Even though you won, you just leave shell shocked. I mean, everybody needs to experience that once in their life.
Oh man! All right. Lastly, Tennessee at Alabama. 37-20, Alabama pulls away. My gosh, Tennessee had a shot up until that pick six, 99-yard pick six. What in the world are we doing, Joey Aguilar? That was terrible. I don't feel bad for – this is a quintessential meteor game. I hate both of these teams. I hate both of their programs. Fan bases, history, tradition. I hate them. But I guess good on Alabama for winning and finding a way.
I mean, you got to tip your hat to them, man. They've beat, 4 top 25 SEC opponents in a row right now. They're red hot. Ty Simpson, heck of a signal caller, man, and just getting hotter, I feel like. So they're going to be a tough out, but we'll see how it goes. But definitely times are good for the people in Tuscaloosa they're feeling right now, which is unfortunate. Hate that, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
Well, time is still good. Times are still good for the University of Georgia.
And you know where they're not good? You got to add one more to this list. How about the Southern Methodist University Mustangs and Rhett Lashley going to Memorial Stadium in Clemson, South Carolina? You know that we are a Clemson hate podcast because of where we live, and we do not let that rivalry die as a Georgia Bulldog. We still hate Clemson, always will.
Fair enough. Adam, Clemson has become so irrelevant this year that I didn't even think about
Don't let that die out, though.
That's true.
Hey, even this, let me just go off tangent just real quick. You know, right now, keep an eye now. I need to tell this. This just needs to be a warning to people across the country as well for entertainment purposes. Big concerts are happening in these college football stadiums across the country. Obviously, we have one in Sanford Stadium. They just announced that there's going to be one in Clemson, South Carolina. Now, there's always been this, but you're seeing them more pop up now because of what do you need to do to have fundraisers for the NIL collective and program, right? You bring in a country superstar or just a music superstar, have a big concert, have 90,000 plus people come, put that money towards NIL. So if you live around that area and you see a big artist now, I love classic country music, Clark. Clemson's bringing in George Strait, and then Cody Johnson opened up for him. Cody Johnson's a guy I followed from the beginning. Every time he's been around, I went and see him. But I don't care as a big classic country guy if dang Waylon Jennings and George Jones' ghost was reincarnated to go to Death Valley Memorial Stadium, that I could have the chance to go see them live if they came back from the dead, because I'm not going to spend a dang dime to Clemson's NIL.
Wow.
Even to see somebody like George Strait. I'm sure tickets would be outrageous anyway. But do not go, because you know I know it'd be a great concert. I know it'd be good. But just think of where all your money is going to there. Yeah. It's going to Clemson's NIL, and I can't do it. I would refuse to do it. Somebody asked if I was going to go the other day, and I said, are you kidding me? Do you think I'm going to spend a dime to support Clemson's NIL? I don't care. Like I said, I don't care who it is that see. I'm not going to go see them, but good on them for getting a heck of a lineup. Definitely pretty stout, pretty impressive, but nah.
Adam, now, come on. If Waylon Jennings was he just, I don't know. Reincarnated, came out of the grave, whatever.
Oh, it'd be tough. It'd be tough not to go.
Oh, my gosh.
But, yeah, you just can't support. I mean, it would be a sick feeling to know that your money was going towards Clemson's NIL, even for just a cheap night of entertainment.
Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway.
It wouldn't be cheap just for night entertainment. So anyway, just had to go on that rant and show. I'm sorry. Way out left field there, but keep in mind that's where this money's going. As
long as we're talking about Tigers, let's add one more game to this that we didn't have on our pick, and we probably should have put it on there. Good on Elijah Drinkwitz for going into Jordan Hare and putting it on Hugh Freeze.
Brother Hugh Freeze.
Not putting it on, but I mean winning the game in yet another heartbreak fashion for Auburn. Like I don't feel bad for them.
No, don't feel bad for them whatsoever, man. So, yeah, we just talked about Florida. Keep an eye out in Auburn, Alabama. Definitely going to be some changes there, it seems like. Love that. Love seeing now Missouri and Vanderbilt. College game day in Nashville.
That's wild.
Late October playoff implication game between Missouri and Vanderbilt. Here we go.
This is a dream.
What a time.
It's not
what a time to be
dream.
alive, man.
Yeah, it's just a weird
What a time to be alive.
Yep.
College football.
College football, man. Well, hey, if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It helps us to grow this Georgia football community. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. We've got some more vlogs and more content coming out on YouTube as well. Upcoming is the bye week. We need some rest, Adam. I need some rest currently. It is 1:06 a.m.
How about that?
I'm struggling here.
That's all right.
But we are here, and we're going to finish strong. But yes, big bye week coming up for the Dogs to get healthy, to rest up, to rejuvenate. Adam, what are you going to do on the bye week?
Well, I'm going to, first and foremost, spend some family time.
Good.
Like, go to the pumpkin patch. Take the little girl out to the pumpkin patch and get something, So
yeah.
I encourage that. Go to the pumpkin patch. Go do some fall activities, man. Go get some apple cider somewhere, see some leaves, whatnot, whatever you like to do. Probably get some work done. Then I'm going to get in the deer stand.
Nice. Okay.
So that's what I got planned. And then watch some college football as well, of course. Grill out maybe Saturday night and stuff. Just live. Just be thankful for another day.
Yeah.
Always good, man. When you get to spend time with family, friends, and loved ones and do what you love most. When you get up out of bed each morning, go to work. That's a blessing.
It is.
Great time of year. Going to enjoy every second of it. Love this bye week in particular. Just love what late October has to offer. So what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to work this week.
There we go.
Football season rolls around, and because I'm an entrepreneur and a business owner, I get to pick and choose how frequently I work.
Right? That can be dangerous.
Crazy. Yeah,
got to have some income.
That's true. That's true.
And you do.
I had a really big summer, a few summer months there.
Good.
Earned a lot, and so I've not necessarily pumped the brakes, but I've just slowed down a little bit. But anyway, so this Saturday, I always kind of reserve it for a job or two.
Good.
And I got a job that I'm going to be working at, so that'll be good. And going to make some money for the rest of the college football season to go to these games and travel and
be doing
whatnot.
some video.
Oh yeah,
good.
Doing some video,
all about
photos
that,
and
photography. Good.
Yep. So easy work. I love it. I love what I do. I know you love what you do. Yeah, that's our message.
Yeah, love what you do, man.
Yeah.
Go make a difference.
For sure.
Go make a difference in this world. We need more people that are just stand up for what they believe in and get up. For the men out there, man, get up, go to work every day, and be a family man.
There you
That's
go.
all I got to say.
I love that.
Goodbye week message.
Yeah.
Lead your family. Love it.
Well, we may or may not have an episode out this week. We will definitely, obviously, have a Georgia-Florida
Maybe
preview.
2 Georgia-Florida episodes. I don't know. I said that. Maybe not. But
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it. We'll have to meet with the Row 60 management
with the team, yeah.
You know, get that coordinated.
That's right.
But anyway,
I could pack Florida hate in one episode, especially if we just go down the line, just go back in the history books, because this is my game right here.
Yeah.
There's one game that I've loved ever since I was a kid right here. It's this one.
Oh, yeah.
People ask me all the time, what team do you hate the most? It's the University of Florida.
For sure.
Always will be.
They suck. I hate them. All right, Adam, wrap this thing up.
Man, big win. Big win. Like we said, time and time again, enjoy every second of it. Spend time with family this week. Go out, carve a pumpkin, get in the deer woods. If you kill a big deer, if you kill a deer, period. If you kill a doe, send us a picture. If you kill a buttonhead or a spike, unless it's your child, don't send us a picture. That's my message, man. Enjoy it. We love y'all. God bless. It is time to ramp it up here in a couple weeks, going to Jacksonville, right in the thick of the SEC. We love it. Love y'all. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!